What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games BS, brought to you by Den Media Group, presented by Alpha Male Jacks. Alpha Male Jacks is the go-to thing for you to feel better as a man. You can't be the best you that you can be. Alpha Male will go in, they'll check your hormone levels, they'll check all these other different things, just to make sure that you're operating at full potential, peak potential. Go to alphamalejacks.com. Again, that's alphamalejacks.com. One of the other cool things they do is basically it's a private doctor. Oh, sure. On accident. Okay. All right. I'm not feeling the greatest, but I could just call my doc and tell him my symptoms, and I ain't got to go in. I ain't got to pay $20 for a copay. He'll just give me the drugs that I need. And that's just one of the benefits of being a part of Alpha Male Jacks. So you can be a part of that too. Support our sponsors. That's how it goes. Not inside of the world's greatest cigar lounge right now. But you guys know Goodfellas Jacks. Tuesday nights, my night to be up there. That's also ladies' night, karaoke night. Got some big events coming up there. We got the Black Alumni Brunch coming up next Sunday, where my boy Cheese will be up there. Man, I gotta go find this thing. Cheese needs y'all to vote for him to be like for the best chef in Jacksonville, too, by the way. But I don't know what the menu's gonna be, but it's gonna be good. Last year we had shrimp and grits. We had shrimp. Actually, if you're on my Facebook page, I think it might be, or on his Facebook page. Yeah, shrimp and grits, chicken and waffles, all kinds of different things. We'll have drink specials, mimosas. I think that's what ladies like and all that other jazz. But yeah, so check us out. Those are the different things we got. If you're a band or an act and you want to kind of come in, you want to get after it, man, come on, let us know. I would definitely entertain letting you be able to get funky on the big stage if you want to. But that's it. So those are the main things. We're still doing the book bag drive. It's getting close, man. Next Saturday, not this Saturday. Next Saturday will be our first book bag drive in Orlando. Got some obstacles that we overcame, but it's still really, really good. Still trending in the right direction. Orlando, Tallahassee, all those different things. I'm trying to get to a certain number. We still make any. If you want to buy a bag, it's $36 a bag. You can cash out money, sign MFTK36, MFTK Foundation on Venmo, MFTK Foundation at gmail.com on PayPal, if you will, or you can just write a check or however it goes. Have zero problems with that. I was trying to find some stuff, man. I forgot to send it to you, but I'm about to, once I get this, I'm gonna send it to you. But we're trying to get to 3,000 followers as we're speaking on that. We're at 2203. So we got a good little bump. So it's, but the thing is, once we get to 3,000 subs, we'll give away the $300. But what we will also do is we will also give away a set of season tickets. Excuse me. I don't like none of y'all that much. We'll give away some tickets. And that's kind of where we're trying to get for the LSU FSU game. So we want to make sure we get to that. If we get to 5,000, then we will give away I'll give away 2 sets of tickets. So that's kind of with that. I'm going to send this to you right now, Miles. But while I was in Orlando last week, because I've been traveling a lot, which is and we'll be traveling a lot in the next couple of weeks. We got the tailgate going. Now, we just had a big bump in tailgate sales. So right now, we're still not close to where we need to be at, but we're about 13% of the way of where we need to be at in terms of sales. Like if you check out right here, this is my boy being minister. But I want these white boys. If anybody can get me in contact with these white boys, I want these white boys back at my tailgate. But I just sent the email I just sent you. But one of the things that I wanted to make sure we do is we have 5 lots because our tailgate for the bowl game was bananas. It was huge. So I figured, the goal is 1,000. We want 1,000 people at the tailgate. But what happens if it rains? What happens if anything else happens? Well, we got this covered, and we have our venue for our Saturday night black party. So the black party will be held here at our venue. So this is the indoor part. Obviously, it'll be cleaned up. We won't have all these things in here. They'll have fans. It'll be decently cool, climate controlled. We will also be watching the game in here. So if you don't have your tickets to the game, $60, all you can eat, all you can drink. You can be right next to the game. You can be in all of the action, and we will have TV set up for you inside. So you can be watching the game. You bring your own chair, you bring this. And right now the goal is to get to 1,000. I think we're at like 130 tickets bought. So make sure you go and buy your ticket. And we have parking for those who have bought tickets. So if you didn't buy a ticket to the tailgate, you're not getting you're not going to get the opportunity to buy tailgate tickets. And the parking is right there here on site at the same place. So I thought that was pretty cool. But one of the themes of today's show is going to be just, we got to talk about it. I think I want to almost start off, Thomas. We might go in reverse order, Miles. Okay. Because everybody's talked about it. It's and the man said, "Don't bring your girl around me." True player for real. That's for real, and that's Usher. And I'm not even going to lie to you. It sparked some very interesting dialogue. It took the 50-50 debate that Black women and men have been having on social media, on Black Twitter, and like added fire to it. So what do you mean by that, James? Women have been saying that just because you make all the money doesn't mean you control everything. But Keke Palmer, who, I'm be honest with you, I had no idea who she was. I didn't realize that was Akilah. Akilah and the Bee. Like, because she was, yeah. And let's just, I don't know how to say this. Because she's not ugly. I don't want anybody to misconstrue this. But she was not one of your top, like one of the actresses, like a risk it all actress, okay? And maybe it's because we only knew her, but she wore something very revealing, ass out. Love it. I love this new generation of women that just love to have their asses out all the time. It's great. I'm just grateful that I don't get disrespected like this. It's disrespect as a man. Like, but you're basically walking around like a stripper. And she was on the girls' night. She went to see Usher in Vegas. And Usher goes and he serenades. He sings a song, "There Goes My Baby," or "Superstar," or something to the chicks. And she acted like a groupie. There's no other way to get around it. She acted like a straight up groupie. And my guy, she's got a fresh baby. And yeah, that's her. Her baby daddy. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the picture right there. The baby daddy said on Twitter, which I don't agree with. I 100% don't agree with. He should not have went to Twitter with this. It said, "You're a mother. You're a whole mother. Why are you out here dressed like that?" And she's 30-something years old. But the thing is, I'm learning. I used to say, I wouldn't mess with a woman who's not over 30 because they don't know how to use their vagina right. But I'm starting to really question that as well. Like, because I might have to bump it up to 35 because right now, I don't know if their brains are fully processed. Like, and they're going back and forth. And she hasn't really said anything. She's like made some t-shirts saying "you're a whole mother" and some other things like that. And and it's kind of like Cardi B. I don't know if you saw Offset went and got emotional, I guess, and said he can't believe his wife cheated on him, even though he's cheated on her like 1,000 times. But like, and then he put "I miss my grandmama," which every time something happens, he's like, he misses grandmama. And then Cardi B put "I miss my grandmama too." It's kind of like some petty catty shit like that. I don't wish for on anybody. Right. But women have taken to social media and have said, "How are you fixing your thumbs to tweet while she's paying for the Wi-Fi, she's paying for the house that you live in,
Ooh, yeah.
and all these different things to see. So
Power corrupts.
that part, it's like it was wild. Is that in my position, I know some of y'all. Some of y'all are tweeting these things, and you don't pay what she pays. You don't make what he pays in taxes. Like one of the things that we got to come to, what like I don't know what broke. What is broke for a guy? Is it because your wife or your old lady makes more money than you? That means you're broke. What if she just happens to be one of the top super like Serena? Is Serena Williams' baby daddy broke because Serena Williams makes exponentially more than him? But he's the guy who invented Reddit. Like he's cool. He's all right. He just makes 20 million. And it comes down to I'll say this. I thought barbershops and cigar lounges were where you hear the most elite lies. But it's the women on this bird app and just telling these lies. Like, and then the first thing they were just like, it's just a whole bunch of things that they were going back and forth on. But like, if you click on the first one, the tweet that's not quote tweeted, say how you the man of the family, and your wife bank account is 12 times the amount of yours. Sit down and feed Kiki Palmer her grapes. Know your place. And don't even come in. And then Darius, again, Vincent. We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and the mother of his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. And then the other side of it is everybody's telling her that she's an entertainer. Um, she's not an entertainer at that moment. Usher's the entertainer. You're paying to be entertained. You're not paying to go show your ass. And she's not even a singer. She's an actress.
Right.
It's a big difference. Now, what she acted like was an actress who was single, which I have no problem. And then women are saying, well, until you don't expect wife behavior until you make me a wife. That is the dumbest statement ever. Like, then they'll say in the same breath, because Jonah Hill had a situation where he said, hey, this is making me insecure to his girl. I need you to stop doing X, Y, and Z. And they say, well, you can't put your boundaries. You knew who she was. You can't expect like somebody to change. So wait a minute. In one breath is, I can't expect you to change. But then the other breath is, I can't expect you to give me what you're going to give me in the future because you're not my future. It doesn't make any sense. But I don't think sometimes, like I was on my boy Chris, like Chris did a thing and these ladies were going back and forth. And I'm like, are you reading what you're typing? I was like, because I don't think you're reading. I don't think you understand what it sounds like. And then one of us was like, well, what? I'm just going to go there and I'm going to get all hot and bothered, and then you're going to get the benefits of the car. No, you're not finna be fucking me like you think you fucking Usher. That's not the compliment you think it is. Like,
That's funny though. That's a nice spin.
I mean, I'm saying like people think that's the like. I'm like, but you think that's a compliment. I don't care how many degrees you get. I don't care how smart y'all think you are. I don't think y'all think sometimes, and it's scary because y'all are the original teachers. But bigger than that, I'll say this: Usher A knows who to try, and B knows who, and the women who ain't trying to live this life. No, because there's a video I think of Lauren London who has the only woman who has a baby by a blood and a Crip.
Oh shit!
Yeah, wild, ain't it? It's one of the links that I sent you. And if black women wanted to aspire to be like anybody, it should be under that. I didn't flip them up. Hold on, go under our OGs. We need better OGs. And it should be like a Lauren's source. Yeah, I accidentally put it up under there. But like Savannah James is the woman that I tell everybody, like, this is who you should aspire to be like. She gets like, we barely know what she sounds like. We've barely seen her in public. But she's probably the most powerful, and she's beautiful. She never has to show her ass. She is a mother. And now she's grown, but she's been doing this since she was a jit. But let's look at how Usher, what happened with these two ladies. And this get Savannah to stand up and gyrate on her and do those things. Nah, them bitches said we here to enjoy a show. We did not come here to be sexually assaulted. Sweetie, I don't know what Sweetie makes. I just know she's some ghetto ass rapper that people come down that shoved down our throat. I know she dates this dude named YG, and I know YG is a noted blood. Usher put her on stage and serenaded her. But do you think he tried to grind up on her? No, because he knew he was going to hit 400, and then there was going to be a bunch of niggas with red bandanas circling him and getting ready to beat his ass. There was a basketball player, Kyle Kuzma. His wife was there. He comes over, Usher comes over there, and you know what she does? She doesn't say, this is just Usher. We gonna say. She hops on Kyle's lap. It's the time and the place. All I'm gonna say is this. It's not up for me to say if something's disrespectful or not. If somebody says it's disrespectful, the person that I'm loving. Now, if this was just all of us saying that, the only reason we know about this is because Darius said that he felt disrespected. And then women came and said you shouldn't have an opinion. But when it's reversed, it's a different story. But the reality is a lot of y'all getting disrespected on a much higher level. Right. And you know good and damn well you wouldn't be acting like that. Not for a dude with herpes. Not with a dude with a venereal disease. But what makes all of this really funny is that the greatest cartoon ever invented was the Boondocks. And a lot of people thought that some of the skits were so outrageous that it couldn't have happened, right? Like there's no way. But the funniest thing about the Boondocks is everything that happened in the Boondocks was true. So here it is, the Boondocks writer, one of the writers and creators, wrote this song, tells us about how he actually inserted life into art. The key word, he's divorced from her now, her groupie ass. All right, hold on. It says headset, headphones. So we got some now you know what? I'll summarize it. Basically what happened was is Carl Jones wrote for the Boondocks, and there was an episode Tom, Sarah, and Usher. In that episode, they're at a restaurant. Sarah sees Usher and she goes into full groupie mode. And there's a song that Tom used to sing to her, Sarah Smile, and that she thought was corny, but then Usher sang the same goddamn song to her. And and she thought she started swooning. What he was saying was is that they went to a restaurant. They were having a discussion about one of the episodes from the Boondocks that she didn't like. Right before they left, Usher and his entourage came in. His then wife decided that she wanted to go up and talk to Usher and meet Usher, and then she's being a full groupie all over him. Blah blah blah. That tells everybody, "Hey, y'all gotta come here. Y'all gotta come see us. Come see Usher. Come meet Usher." They all come to meet Usher. And what happens is, she says, "Okay, this is Aaron. This is such and such. This is such and such. This is this is Carl, and this is like so." What she did to him, and they go through all of this stuff, and they see him the next day. Says, "You know, we got to write this into the TV show, right?" And they wrote makes it even funny is, and now I can see him kind of looking like the guy. The waiter at the end of like at that episode, he says, "Hey man, that's tough. You lost your girl to Usher, man. Wouldn't let that shit happen to me though." And he was like, "But the crazy part is, I did let that shit happen to me. Like it did happen." And I don't know, man. I've just never been a groupie. I've been around famous people, but there's a couple. Like I told a friend, I was like, Adina Howard was in Tallahassee. I like Freak Like Me. But if I knew it was going to cause troubles on my relationship, if I went up there, if she grabbed me up on stage and she wanted to grind to me to a song, t-shirt and panties, I don't know if it's worth the headache for Adina Howard. Is it really worth the headache for Usher? Like, nah, it's like this. Like Janet Jackson had the Have you ever seen the Janet Jackson when she did the "Would You Mind" where they strapped the boy down to the table? Like vintage Janet Jackson, I would have been like, all right, cool, maybe. But like, I just don't. The biggest thing is just disrespect is disrespect, and I don't think women want to admit that they have the ability to be extremely disrespectful, and everything is your insecurities when it doesn't match up. But it can never be their insecurities, and yeah. That's a wild thing. Speaking of insecure, since we're already at the bottom, we're gonna go reverse order. If you click on "We Need to Be OGs" on the top thing, and then probably the bottom one are the two that we need. Yeah. Steven Jackson, and you've heard me talk about him before. Steven Jackson, former basketball player, out of his mind. One, he just went on TV the other day talking about all the basketball players he's better than. Easy way to find out if you're good in the sport. It's any kid how many kids have you seen walking around wearing a Steven Jackson basketball jersey? Do you have a shoe? Do you have this? But what makes it worse is Steven Jackson has these strong opinion. It's like a lot of black men are hustling backwards. Like they're pledging Thug grad chapter. Like you worked your whole life to get out the hood, and now you want to be the hoodest motherfucker that's out. And Steven Jackson apparently has been gangbanging for his whole fucking life. So just play this real quick because he has the nerve to have opinions about Ja Morant. Meanwhile, you're a 50-year-old blood. Oh, damn. It's not going to play, is it?
You can talk.
Yeah, he's right.
I'm here.
The funniest thing of Kwame Brown, which I still don't understand like this, man. Imagine me going to I check into my neighbor. Like I'm not. It's a Nas rap that somebody quoted on this one before we got to that. It was one of the quote tweets, and it was, oh shoot. Oh yeah, all his people moved on in life. He's on the corner at night with the young dudes. It's them he want to be like. It's sad, but it's fun to him, right? He never grew up. 31 and can't get his youth up. He's in the second childhood. Bro, hanging out in O Block with kids who are his children's age. Like, dog, this is nothing cool about being a gangster. And then you have the nerve to talk about how guys got to stop being stupid. But to Kwame Brown's defense, Gilbert Arenas is really rising up the ranks to me as far as like podcast stuff. Like Gilbert Arenas has been telling stories, and he actually gives great. I think it's Stephen. About LeBron and comparisons and all these different things. he talks about when he went to the Wizards, and he talks about how he went to the game. His first game he got in, he scored 7 points on like 3 shots or something like that. Like boom, he was like 3 for 3, and they had a team meeting. It's one of the star players held a team meeting, and he was talking about how I should be getting like how I should be coming in and getting the ball more. Y'all, I'm open. Y'all gotta do this. And he said he was the number 1 overall pick for the Wizards. He said, "What am I gonna say to this guy? I can't I'm not finna get on him like that." And so then he's like, but then he realized, look for weakness. Jerry Stackhouse comes in, and he's like, what did he say? He said he's I forgot the player from the Indiana Pacers that was good at that. Jermaine O'Neal. Okay. He's like, I'm like Jermaine O'Neal. Y'all need to give me the Jermaine O'Neal. And he said, Jerry Stackhouse came and said, man, bitch, I told you what, you having a team meeting, missing up practice for this shit. I told you, you averaged 5 points a game last season. You will average 7 points a game this season. You will never average 25 points. He said, he was like Jermaine O'Neal. He said, Jermaine O'Neal? More like Jermaine better get real. Jermaine missed the meal, and he was just going off on all these things. And I'm just like, yo, he's talking about Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown, who's on the internet talking so greasy right now. And I'm getting it. He's rich. The thing is, he's rich now, and he hit a lick. Yeah. But listen, and he played like 10, 15. He played a long time in the league, just being mid. But let's not act like Kwame Brown is that goon too. Because if he was, you wouldn't have got cheesed up by Jerry Stackhouse little ass. The thing is all this tough guy stuff, man. Thugs don't get opportunities like this. You're of it. You came out of the environment. But we gotta stop trying to be these goons, man. It doesn't make sense. On a basketball tip, we got Slick Vic. I don't know how to say his name. Vic, you can scroll up. Victor, was it Wembanyama or something like that? Yeah. Yeah, man. He is living a black man's dream right now. He's been in America for a few weeks. He's beat allegations of a white woman claiming that he assaulted her. Like he's playing in the NBA. I mean, not just any white woman. Like this white woman could have been like this is one of the most. But now she's crazy. But basically, Britney Spears accused him of assault.
What?
Yeah, this is Britney Spears right here, and this look what Britney. And this is not all white people, but sometimes y'all get a little arrogant with your touching. Like I've had white people just come up, touch my hair. I'm like, hey man, that's attached to me. I'm not gonna just grab your pussy. Yeah, but so like Britney sees this tall African American male walking, and she just says, you know what? I'm gonna grab him. I deserve a picture or autograph. So just go ahead and push play. You don't even need the sound. I don't think the sound works. She tries to grab him. Security, black hand, just catches her. Amazing. And she tries to say, like, oh, I wasn't doing anything, without realizing there are cameras everywhere, man. Like, y'all gotta stop this. Like, I wasn't doing anything, and he just assaulted me. Now that motherfucker was walking in a different direction. He did not want to be bothered by you. He's got real stuff to do in Vegas. Britney Spears felt like she's a big enough act that she should have been able to do it, but his security did what security does, and they whooped his ass.
Ooh, that slow-mo.
He caught him. Like what you should have had is your security reach out and touch him, as opposed to you. Probably would have made it better. Baseball, if you go, we're gonna just keep going up. I'm terrified. Like one of the things that we talk about, we got to find sports to stop. Wait a minute. I don't know if we got to do this or if we should stop trying to take over other sports and focus on the sports that we have dominated. There's a new group of white boys coming. I've never seen this before. There is a white boy named Cooper Flagg, and this motherfucker is cold. He is a cold ass pilgrim, and he's a twin. He's got a brother named, I think it's East Flagg. Was his name, but I'm gonna tell you, they play for Maine United. They won the Peach Jam, which is like one of the most prestigious AAU basketball tournaments. 10 white boys from Maine beat a bunch of teams full of black kids. Like, I'm sitting here watching this. I'm like, wait a minute. And then not just white. Like, Cooper is the whitest name that you can have. And he doesn't have any melanin. But he's out here murking cats. I was amazed. Cooper had a quadruple double. The number one players in the nation are basically some two of the top players in the nation are Carlos Boozer's kids. He has the Boozer twins. And Cooper and them and Man United beat them significantly. We got to get this together, man. Like we over here trying to take over hockey. Meanwhile, there's Coopers and Connors out this motherfucker that are just look at this control. And he's looking at. Did you see the like? What are they? What is going on in Maine? Like Maine is like. Isn't Maine one of them states where like the sun don't come out for like 6 months or something like that? But he's got LeBron over here talking to him. Like, hey man, listen, dog. I'm gonna just let you know, man. You one of the coldest white boys that I've ever seen, man. Like you can change the game. You like Larry Bird right now, man. For real, just keep it up. Let me know what you need, man. Cause I can get you out to LA. Give me some help. You know what I'm saying? Like because boom, because my son sucked compared to you. But that's just even LeBron got to give props because it's just again Cooper flag, East flag, five pilgrims from Maine. Whatever the AAU team name is, cold as shit. And I don't know if this sacrifice is being made because we got some. We count black Hispanics as black people. We counting them. Yeah, we counting them. Because that's who's killing baseball right now. Baseball will probably be in its best. We talked about this guy. He No, it wasn't him. It was another one who just got a big contract. This kid right here, again, we talk about baseball players and money, right? You want your son to play baseball. He will get paid out stupid bread. But this kid right here is making less than $500,000. He's not the guy about to be pitched to. He's a guy he stole second already. So he started off on first. So I want people to know he's already on second base. So push play so you can see what happens now. You don't even need the sound on this. It's just that sexy. And so he stole third. He easy stole third. He didn't even slide, just boom. But watch. He's not. Football season is getting close. Everybody's talking their shit on social media. But it's like a weird shit talking this go around. Because if you follow Big Three Twitter, Florida State's two main rivals are just really weak right now. And it's sad. You got one rival that's talking about recruiting and how good they're going to be because they get people on, but none of those people stay. And they're picking on Florida State's recruiting class when they have 3-star, which is nothing wrong with a 3-star, but they've got 14 3-star prospects. Florida State, they have 13 3-star prospects. Florida State has 15 people in their entire recruiting class. It is exponentially ranked higher than them. So you almost have as many 3-stars as we have all-stars. And this is what you continue to talk about. But that's just Miami. But Florida is doing extremely well in recruiting right now. And the more I look at their schedule, the more I want to see what happens week 1. But there's a guy who tweets a lot for them. Less excited about an upcoming college football season. The only thing I care about this year is recruiting and the development of our younger players on our team. That's about it. What a loser. That is such loser talk. But like they play Utah coming out the gate. I think that's a loss. But I saw my boy Blake, and Blake is a Gator fan. And Blake put out something that's really interesting about a bye week. And it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. He put they could be 6-1 or 5-2 going into the bye week. Well, you got 2 wins against McNeese State and Charlotte. I don't know what Tennessee is going to be. And you play Tennessee at home, but they should be better. That's still good because they lost their quarterback. I'm not 1,000% sure what Kentucky is going to be, or Vanderbilt, or South Carolina. You play both of those. You play Kentucky and South Carolina away. Be good games, but they're not unwinnable games. The unwinnable games start when you come after the bye week. Like, you ain't beating Georgia. You ain't beating LSU. I don't think you're beating Missouri, and I don't think you're beating FSU. I don't think you're going to go 0-5, but I definitely can see a 7. I think I can see a 7-5 record for Florida, and that's actually a win. If you win 8 games, that's a win. A win for the University of Florida. But the season is coming up, and people should be excited, be more excited. But here, so for the people who don't know, here's what in Caneville, one of their big people, the more popular people that Cane fans listen to, he put out a 2024 mock class. And like, if they would have hit this, he said these are the people that he thinks that they're going to get: Aaron Nolan, AJ Hairston, Chris Humphrey, Anthony Carey, JoJo Trader, Chase Robinson, Jeremiah Smith, Tavion Galloway, Brandon Barker, Josiah Thompson, Mike Williams, Jimothy Lewis, Paku Fanu, Booker Pickett, Elijah Rushing, Cameron Franklin, Jordan Thompson, Justin Scott, Dylan Williams, Zabian Brown, Jamari Howard, Josh Philliston, Zaquan Patterson, KJ Bolden, Brandon Jacobs, Abram Murray, Luwane McCoy. Well, Luwane McCoy is committed to Florida State, but I think he may be going to UCF. A lot of these guys were 5 stars. Like, if Miami would have landed this would have been one of the greatest recruiting classes in modern history. And right now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's like 15 of the guys that have that are committed elsewhere, they have absolutely no chance of getting. One of the problems with being a fan is that there's unrealistic expectations for a lot of stuff. But here's where things get fun. Brett McMurphy posted the number of games projected as favorites in 2023. Alabama, Georgia, Louisville, Michigan, and Washington are all projected to go 12-0. They're projected to be the favorites in every game that they play. That would be wild. Louisville is the team that I'm telling everybody is my dark horse to win, to play in an ACC championship.
Finally able to catch a live.
Oh yeah, I know that's the Miss Candle lady. Clemson, Florida State are projected to win 11 games. That's a lot. What's wild is this: say all this comes true, right? Alabama, Georgia, Louisville, Michigan, and Washington, they all go 12-0. And Florida State goes 11. Goes up. Well, yeah. If Florida State goes, well, no, that means they're not going to keep an ACC champion. They're not going to keep the ACC champion out of the college football playoff. But that's crazy. Imagine winning 11 games and you're only going to the Orange Bowl. But that's a great season. Liberty, 11 wins. They're projected 11. Texas is going to be the favorite in 11. Air Force, Baylor, Boise State, Coastal Carolina, Maryland, Navy, Ole Miss, Oregon, Troy, Western Kentucky, favored in 10. Kentucky, Louisiana, LSU, Marshall, Memphis, NIU, North Texas, Notre Dame, Oregon State, Penn State, Rice, Texas Tech, UCLA, all projected with 9 wins. I don't necessarily think that that's going to happen, but damn, that'd be crazy. Our rival fans would be in a fucking blender. They would be terrified. if that happens, because the shit talking and the recruiting would be so much better. But here's where it gets interesting. Is like, imagine coming into a season where you're expected to be the underdog or lose every game. Stanford and Western Michigan are expected to go defeated, which I'd take the points on that. I wonder if you can bet that they'll win the over-under of games they'll win. I think it's hard to go defeated. Charlotte, which is on Florida's schedule, Colorado, which is Deion, you guys love them. FIU, Kent State, Nevada, Old Dominion, UAB, UMass, Virginia Tech are all expected to lose 11 games. UAB, everybody might remember, that's Trent Dilfer, where he's the head coach at, and he's daring people to take his best players, which they are. Colorado's going to be interesting because everybody, like Colorado Twitter is like, wow, man. They are really buying into the Deion stuff and that they can get any 5-star. Like, I don't know if anybody, I've never gotten my ass whooped every week. Like, I don't know what it's like to go into a game and not believe that we're going to win. And like, I'm so grateful for that. Like, imagine you got to go in and your coach has to try to motivate you to try to get you to not quit. Because I guess if I knew I was going to lose, I probably would just quit. I probably wouldn't go out there. But like Deion, even though did you know Deion just picked up a Nike deal? I guess he dropped Under Armour.
Oh, really?
And they're going to put out the old school Deons. They're going to be Colorado colors, black, white, and gold. And you know what I'm going to cop? A pair of them motherfucking Deons. Can't wait. Boston College. I don't know if you like Boston College, Miles, but you know, they're 10 losses. They're cold as shit, dog. They so cold. They're so cold, bro. I had a pair of those for my combine. Like, they gave us a pair of Deons my senior year. They were guarding the gold, but like, I'm sorry. Like, I always tell people, I've never been a hater. I've never been a hater. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Hey, how could you not like Deion? Deion's one of the greatest corners. I said nothing about Deion not being the greatest corner. Just said he's a shitty person. He's a shitty person with good shoes. I will proudly own whatever color. If they come out with a bunch of different colorways, I will have a bunch of Deons like my Jordan 1 collection. Michael Jordan's a shitty person. Got some cool ass shoes though. Cool ass shoes, man. Talking about they gonna get Charles Lester III.
Said they were after me yesterday. They be telling recruit stuff crazy.
But going back to Florida, and what makes the Florida thing really interesting is this. The SEC, I've never seen it, but it's crazy because there's a lot of mid at quarterback play in the SEC. I'll give them the top two, maybe. You got Jefferson, number 1 from Arkansas. I don't think he's better than Daniels from LSU. I'm not sure Dart is the 3rd best quarterback. But after that, Rodgers, Wegeman, Milton, Leary. They try my dog Carson Beck at 8. Spencer Rattler at 9. Milroe at Alabama at 10. I don't think Cook starts from Missouri. I think Jake Garcia starts from Missouri. And then Thorne for Auburn, Swan for Vanderbilt, and coming in the last, Mertz for Florida. This quarterback list is one of the worst quarterback lists in college football. So it would shock me if Florida was able, because of defense, to win a few more games.
Oh, wow. Chris had 500 yesterday. Or Thursday night.
Chris had on the show?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it. Chris be doing numbers, man. I just want 100. But But the crazy part is would Florida quarterback position be better? I'm gonna end on this because definitely not, still not feeling the best. So the show might end a little early. But how old? Like it went viral when it happened, and I remember because I think we talked about it on the show. It talked about 6 a.m. police at my door. John Kitna, famous NFL quarterback, son went to the University of Florida. Also happens to be a guy who likes young women, apparently. He got kicked out of school for having underage porn. And apparently it came on a Discord, whatever. But it reminded me of Dave Chappelle's thing, how old is 13 really? And I say that tongue in cheek because he reached a plea deal and he took 2 misdemeanors, breach of peace, and everybody on the internet was going wild. Money. This is what got him out of it. I'm not excusing, but I did get information on actually what did happen. He did have underage porn by technicality. She was 17 years old. He's 19. She went to the University of Florida, and she said that this happened. So he didn't have, like, the way they made it seem was like he had a bunch of 12-year-old girls.
I thought he had like pictures.
Yeah, and it was one 17-year-old girl who happened to be in college. And so that's the reason why he's not, like, so a bunch of people were mad. I'm like, it's got to be a good reason, right? But nobody wants to hear that. I'm glad that, they went that. Now he entered the transfer portal but what's wild is this. No matter what happens and how we clean it up, he's going to get a chance to play college football again. Possibly at a big time school. But my guy who used the N-word properly in the rap song had to lose everything. He didn't even commit a crime. And I'm not even a guy who gives people passes. I'm just a guy who uses common sense. You can tell when people are right. There are some real racists that don't use the word. But, like, it's just, wow. I don't think they had to pay her off. Like, it's like when they do an investigation, if they realize that, she's 17, he didn't get it from a nefarious way. Like, I don't know if I don't.
Did he put him on the Discord?
Nah, somebody else put him on there. I don't think people realize this. 17-year-olds be fucking. Like, I don't know what y'all were doing at 17, but we was active. And I do remember, though, and then I'm gonna have to make sure I tell my sons this, is that, don't have no little girls sending you pictures onto the phone that I pay for, because I'll get in trouble. But is my son, well, hopefully he's not. Well, we joked about him discovering titties, and I'm kind of proud of him. Like, that lets me know. I know which direction we're going. I know which direction we're not going. But I'm not finna, like, I don't need 10-year-old titties on my phone. Like, let's not do that, son. But, I just think a lot of times we have to really ask ourselves, like, I am all for holding people accountable and protecting the youth. But just remember this: in the state of Florida, in a lot of states, age of 13, you can be charged as an adult. I want to reiterate that. So, like, if my son at 13 years old gets into a fight and he beats the shit out of somebody, they're not going to charge him as a minor. They're going to try to charge him as an adult so he can get the maximum amount of time. If you're able to charge somebody like that, then that means you have to justify they're doing a whole bunch of other stuff too. So, I mean, that's really just a big thing when it comes to all of that. So, hopefully all them people get some closure and some peace. Don't care. I still got good laughs out of it. Still got good jokes. And to me, just like Jameis ain't raped that chick, but people always keep saying he's a rapist. Segue, Chill Dog. You turn when's your 55th, Chill Dog? When's your 55th birthday? That's my dog Wayne. Where's my dog Wayne? I believe it. If it's who I think it is, I believe he is gonna get some 21-year-old strippers. Nothing wrong with that either, man. I love it. As long as they're of age, you get whatever age stripper you want. I want some midget strippers for my 39th birthday. All I want for my 39th birthday is 3,600 book bags and 2 midget strippers. One in each one. Pick them both up, one in each arm, and I'm just gonna walk around Goodfellas with 2 midget strippers, man. Oh, slide through. Slide through. Fuck that bitch. I don't know. Will I be there on Friday? You know what? If you come on Friday, you let me know on Friday's show if you really coming. Fuck that bitch. We drinking. We getting you up on some vintage vehicles. That's what we call them. At Friday night and Saturday night at Goodfellas, they are nice, gently used classic cars that are there. That's what we call the women. Like they're not brand new, fresh off the lot, but they're classics, and you can appreciate a good classic. Some of them are box Chevys, some of them definitely bubbles, but then you got some Rolls Royces, and you got some that you're like, oh man, this lady classic. She drinking wine, but yeah, man. Sorry about that, DJ. You know, bump these chicks. Till get you some strippers. Don't do anything crazy. When in doubt, what would Usher do? And outside of that, I appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. I'm about to go lay my ass back down, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday.